Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Child. Child is actually usually very friendly, and he tries not to start unnecessary fights, not because he wants to avoid them, but because you're not a big fan. And if the two of you are going out together, then he's certainly going to respect your wishes, and try as much as he can not to start anything that you don't want. But what could he do when he did his best, and people still got him riled up? Surely he was not the one to blame. Especially when this guy had started harassing you and catcalling you out of nowhere, that he couldn't help but want to do something about it. It's fine, child. Let's just go. I don't want to fight. But darling, can you really just let them do this to you? I've got to do something about it, he said, and as you reached out for him, he went up to the guy and smiled rather charmingly. Hey man, I don't really appreciate you doing this here, and I'm going to let it pass because I want to. But if you do this again, well, I might not really have a choice. And the guy did not learn his lesson. No, he called out to you loudly, and Child just shrugged, looking at you like he was completely helpless, before slapping him in the face, enough to knock the guy far enough. And, needless to say, he scurried away after seeing Child's power. He was not really able to fight against him, not that many people were. You couldn't help but let out a soft, fond sigh. You loved him. No matter what else happened, you knew that would always be the case. And you're not really mad at him for what he did. You seriously could not blame him for being so protective over you. Xiao? Xiao was actually very, very nervous when it comes to being with you in public. But when he sees someone actually annoying you and bothering you, all that nervousness gets away, and instead, he becomes rather possessive and protective of you. And it's surprising when all of a sudden, he's wrapping an arm around you and glaring at the guy, which makes him go away incredibly quickly that you're actually impressed. Whoa, Xiao, I didn't know you were that affectionate. He blushes, letting go immediately. That's not... You know that's not the case. I just didn't want anybody to look at you. And you wouldn't want me to fight him, so I had no choice. Oh, Xiao, you know I'm not judging you. I would love for us to be affectionate like this in public. It's just surprising me. But if you would do this more often, I'd truly be happy. You mumble shyly, and he smiles. Well, if it makes you happy, then who am I to deny you that? He said, bringing you close to him and kissing your cheek, and you find yourself smiling, melting into his arms. He can be very nervous sometimes and very shy, but he's just happy to be able to bring you happiness in this world, to make you feel protected and safe. Because if there's one thing that he's always so intent on doing, it would certainly be that. And he will always keep coming, just to do this. Lyney. Now, Lyney can actually be very sweet and very protective at the same time. And usually he would avoid confrontation, not because he's a coward or something, but it's because he wants to not get in trouble. He's already been to prison once, so he would prefer not to do that again. But if the guy keeps on persisting, then you will just have to be his witness and to testify against that person in court. Look, Ryan, I can't just keep letting him harass you like this. I've got to do something. Then how about we just call the guards? You don't have to fight him yourself. And he thinks you have actually a pretty sound idea. So in truth, the two of you don't really get that bothered, and instead, you just decide to let the guards do their job and the two of you move away from the scene. With Lyney laughing a little bit as the guy gets more riled up and starts yelling after you too, giggling as he takes your hand and takes you away. I'm sorry, I should have probably told him something, but I was worried you'd be sad. No, you're right, Lyney. I don't want to think about this often. I just want us to be happy, and I don't want to waste my time by focusing on some idiot who's trying to flirt with me. He chuckles at that, kissing your cheek. I'll make sure you don't have to then. But how about we just go to the restaurant now? My treat. Well, if it's your treat then, I would love to, you say, smiling, and he kisses the palm of your hand before taking you into the nearest restaurant. The two of you could spend some time, at least eating ice cream, if anything, just to get that off of your mind. Neuvillette. Neuvillette actually, he would probably not be around for anyone to do this, or you would be outside Fontaine, considering that no Fontanian would have the sense to harass someone in the presence of the Chief Justice. So it just so happens that you're on a stroll in Lille, and he's holding your hand as the two of you looked at the beautiful scenery. The guy thought that Neuvillette was just some rich, powerless dude with fancy clothes and nothing else, and he started harassing you and flirting with you. And Neuvillette, ever the respectful person, kissed the palm of your hand. Please wait for me here. I will deal with him. You did not expect for him to actually just blast that person with hydro, and the person flew so far away that you could only stare in pure confusion. Is that how you deal with people outside of Fontaine? Well, I suppose. There are no laws here that make it so this is illegal. I had to deal with him somehow. You cannot keep on harassing someone like you, or anyone for that matter. Although I suppose I may have overreacted, he says, thinking a little bit more about what he did, but you can't help but laugh softly, shaking your head as you wrap your arms around him and kiss his cheek. It's fine. I trust your judgment. After all, you are the Chief Justice, the Eudex of Fontaine. Surely there has to be some reason to what you did. He nods, smiling softly. Nothing like your trust in him that makes his heart melt, but he truly hopes it's well placed. As the person you just attacked tries to sit up but groans in pain, surely someone will get him. Either way, Neuvillette's not going to worry about him.